Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joey again, Vegas D-Tech. This is Tech Talk number 61. And tonight, guys, I want to address the future of metal detectors, at least the ones that I own. What do I plan to do with them? People have been asking me, hey man, I don't see you using the Quest. I don't see you using the Equinox anymore. Are you planning to sell them? Are you going to keep them? Are you going to use them again? And to be honest with you, man, the Legend is doing a great job. And I have a feeling that, you know, with the all of the things that Delex says that she wants to do to help us with updates, that this is probably going to be my go-to detector and the only detector that I'm going to be using from here on forward. Now, I know people have been asking me, dude, you've been talking a lot of madness about the Legend and how much you love it. Are you a shill? Come on, guys. You know I'm not a shill. You've been with me this whole time. You know, you saw me sell the detectors that I had there, the X-terra and the Simplex, to gather the money to buy the Legend. So no one's providing me with equipment. All the equipment that I have to pay for myself. And you guys already know, by day I'm a bartender. I'm not a rich guy. You know, Vegas costs a lot of money to live here, so I do buy everything that I have. Okay, but going back, you know, the other detectors. What's the reason why I still keep them? Will I keep them? Will I get rid of them? Well, the reason why I can't get rid of this guy is there's a love-hate relation with this, okay? This detector right here, I still believe this Equinox has one of the most user-friendly and easy to understand menus of any detector that I have ever owned. When you cut it on, the engineers who made this detector were very, very smart in how they actually put this thing together. It's lovely. The icons are easy on your eyes, easy to navigate, you know, simple button menu design right here. And I love that about this detector. You know, I'm not going to get into the down pitfalls. You guys already know the things that I don't like about this detector. I've said it time and time again. But the thing that I do love about it is it's hard for me to get rid of this because this thing is just so well designed. And, you know, when you cut it on, you could feel the quality of this detector. And there's a reason why this thing has been #1 for a long, long time. And there's a reason why many people are out trying to, you know, battle it, trying to take its position, you know, jockeying for #1. And it's very hard for me to get rid of this. Now, the love-hate relationship that I have with this also extends to the coils. You know what I mean? The coils I hate is this big old 11-inch is just too damn big. You know, by today's standards for park hunts, and you know, this is exclusive to me. For park hunts, this coil is just too damn big. And I got a big old head. But look at this. It's like a damn satellite dish. You know, it doesn't work for me, man, the way I dig at a park. So this is too damn big, but yet this is too damn small. All right? Yeah, man. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's like I'm kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's either you go out there with this big old heavy, you know, 11-inch coil, which I don't need this much. You know, I don't need this big of an area because when I do start hitting targets, I can't separate trash with this thing. And then if I do take this one, which is great at separating trash, it can't even, I have to sweep so much more. It's like I'm going out there with a hamburger, you know, at the end of the stick, and it just looks ridiculous, you know. The size that I need. And the reason why I continue to keep this guy, the Quest Q40, yeah, Q40. The reason why I still keep this is simply one thing and one thing only. And it's because it's got the right size coil right here. It's the 9x5. This is the only size that I like to use. It's about the size of my head, 9x5, excluding the hair. That'll be 11x5. All right. So yeah, man, 9x5. This is easy. This is easy for me to sweep. Because look, guys, I don't know your guys' search condition, where you search, how you search, and so forth, but for me, I have generally a sweep speed that I'm comfortable with, and I sweep pretty fast. You know, my sweep speed is going to be something along the line like this. That's about the speed that I keep, you know. Now, when you're trying to do that with an 11-inch coil, man, when you're trying to do that with this thing, you can't sweep like that, bro. You have to sweep like big old fan sweeps in order to make this thing work, man. And it's tiring, dude, on your, not so much the weight, but it's tiring on your elbow and your wrist, you know, having to try to have, because as soon as the weight spins out, you got to immediately bring it back in, spin it out, bring it back in, you know, at least the speed that I'm going at. And the 11 is just too heavy for me, you know. And like I said, the 6-inch, it'll tire you out just as mad because it's too light at that point. And then you're just going like this. You have to sweep so many more times to get the coverage. So you're out there sweeping like mad, and you know the size that I need right there in between is going to be the 8.5 by 5, and I'm waiting for Nokta to come out with that coil, that 8.5 or 9.5, you know, by 5-inch elliptical. That's going to be the coil size that I need to optimize my search, and that would make the actual detector absolutely perfect. So I don't know about you guys. What is it about your coils do you guys like? I mean, are you comfortable? People are asking me, why don't you just buy the 6-inch coil for the Legend? Well, the problem that I have with the 6-inch coil with the Legend is I don't really like the way that it's designed. I mean, I like the fulcrum. I like the fulcrum to be right around the center right here for whatever, or just slightly just slightly back a little bit. You know what I mean? Because then you can tilt the angle of the coil with your foot. Sometimes you're going at a slope and you're coming down or up, and I may have to make a little quick adjustment and I push it down or kick it back. But the way that the Nokta Makro one has, the ears are way in the back here. I just didn't like that design. It just looks weird, and I know that the design of that, man, it's just like buying furniture that doesn't fit your house. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't. You buy furniture that doesn't fit your house. You just keep staring at your furniture all the time, wondering how can you arrange it to make it look better. And just the 6-inch coil, the way it's designed with Nokta Makro, it wouldn't be right for me. So I'm just waiting for the, the 9 or 8.5 by 5 coil. And if they come out with that, I'm buying it immediately. Even if it's $200, man, I would buy it, because then I believe the detector would be the optimal weight for how I sweep. All right, so that's that. Do I plan to get rid of these other detectors soon? I don't know. I mean, like I said, the Q40, I don't really see using it because the Legend by far defeats it in every single which way. You know, I mean, I just happened to pick it up for a reasonably cheap price, and it had good size coils, and that's the reason why I like keeping the Q40. But as far as performance, I just can't reach for it anymore. You know, with the Legend being there in my face, I just can't do it. And as far as the Equinox, I can't collapse that shaft. You know, it's just one long pole, and I can't collapse it. And I do like, like right now the weather is getting warmer, and I like taking, my motorbike out, and I like putting this thing across the back of my motorbike, and having it being able to collapse to this size right here allows me to just strap that thing to the back of my bike, and dude, I could just ride the motorbike all day long, to every single park that I want, and actually visit multiple parks. If this park here, I pull in, I see a bunch of kids playing soccer, I'm like, man, I can't get out there in that field, there's just too many people around. I would just be wandering into areas that they're playing in. I can leave and go up the street and try this park out, and I'm like, hey man, the ground over here is really dry, and it's like I have to hack at the soil, and I don't want to be here, so I'll just pick up and go somewhere else. And doing that in a car can be tedious, man, and it's just a waste of resources and gas. But on the motorbike, dude, I could just put this thing on the back, hit 2 bungee cords, boom, and just be gone down the road to the next park. And that's the reason why I like using the collapsible design of the Q40. But then again, the Legend, it does the exact same thing. So portability, technology, the ease of use. I mean, I'm starting to learn that detector well, and it's making me just like it more and more to where it's the only go-to machine for me. So I don't know the future of the Equinox. I don't know the future of the Q40, if I plan to keep it or not. I mean, now I'm only keeping it for sentimental reasons, but if I can't really see a reason to keep those detectors and the Legend is continuing to perform, now every day is not going to be a great day. Yeah, I've had the first couple of hunts that I went out there, I did find a silver ring, I found a gold ring. The only thing I found today is 45 cents and a lower backache. So it's not going to be every day that you find good stuff. You know, today just happened to prove that. Oh, and just to leave subject for just one moment, I wanted to address the issue with my earlier video that I did where I showed the kind of like the nail test to try to mimic what Calabash was doing. I've been getting a lot of people commenting in saying that the test is not the same because I'm not using the same type of nails. And I know this, guys. I'm sorry. I live in Las Vegas. We just don't happen to have that type of history here where I can get a hold of iron square nails. And I do know the difference between iron and steel. You know, iron is an actual element, whereas steel is a combination of iron with carbon, and that makes it stronger. And that's the reason why they don't use iron, because iron tends to break. You know, the tensile strength of iron is a lot lower than steel, but steel happens to be the only thing I have access to now. Just going down to the local Home Depot or Lowe's to pick up some steel, yeah, that you know, I don't think that's going to sound right. However, when I'm able to pull a piece of steel out of the ground that's been in there for a long time and it's really rusted out, that's the closest thing that I can use, you know, as a comparison to just straight, you know, iron square nails, which I don't have. So guys, please, I understand it's not the same test, and I'm not here to debunk Calabash. Calabash is right on many things, including the iron separation. I don't know. I don't have the ability to test it like he did, but I did test the steel that I had. I showed you that the separation, you could still hear the coin between two pieces of steel on the left and right. I'm able to hear the quarter between it. And then I was also asked to try it elevated, which I made the YouTube short with me putting that box next to it and elevated it to about 1.5 inches higher. And yes, it did make a difference. A lot of the times it would only hit one way. Coming off of the elevated target, it would not see the coin. Sweeping back the other way, it did actually hit it. So I was getting one-way sweeps. But then again, depending on how high or low, if I started getting closer to the actual metal and I swept both ways, I could start hitting the signal both ways. And you know, this is really another topic too that people are telling me that they don't like air tests, because they're like saying that these air tests are very inconclusive because you can almost force feed the result that you want to have happen. You know, what do I mean by that? It's like, well, when you're doing an air test, somebody was telling me they don't like the Morse code type of nail test that you get where it's like dash, dot, dash type of situations where they're in a straight line, you know, nail, coin, nail, and it's like Morse code, because it's like the perfect setup on the ground, whereas when it's actually out in the real, you know, soil conditions of a park, that nail is not going to be sitting like that. It's going to be sitting like this. It's going to be kind of like the nail might be pointed at you at an angle. This one might be like this, or, you know, three-dimensional variations in the ground, which if you take a bottle cap and you lay it flat and you try to do a test, it's going to sound different than when that bottle cap is kind of bent and at an angle or like this, you know, and then you try to sweep it where it's looking, you know, in the ground flat, but at an angle pointed at you like that, and it's crumpled. There's just so many reasons why it will sound different in the ground. And also, when I say that you can almost force feed a result, is that sometimes when you start cherry picking, when you can see where it's at on the ground, and I know that when I come across the target with an average, with my average walking sweep, it might just give me a little type of a blick that I won't even pay attention to. I might write that little blick off, as just ground noise or EMI interference. But if it's not a solid hitting tone, I'm probably not going to stop for it. And that nail test that I did today, by me hovering right over the top of it and just swinging the coil back and forth repeatedly, cherry picking over and over and over and over and over, it just seems like the signal gets stronger and stronger and stronger on the test, to where the detector learns. It's almost like it's fine-tuning itself from hovering above it, cherry picking over it. You're forcing the test result to be in your favor. Whereas if it's in real life and you just happen to walk across something similar like that, it's barely going to blip, if anything, and you would just continue walking past it. So some of these air tests, man, are very inconclusive, man. There's so many different reasons why things sound the way they sound, depending on what area of the world that you live in, the soil conditions, the type of metals that are found in your grounds. We're all going to have different test results, and I just want to come out and try to clarify that when I make these tests, I make these tests based on what is available in the grounds, in my parks, in my soil, in southern Nevada, desert, Las Vegas parks. They're going to be different than something that you guys may be experiencing, Midwest or back east, to where your stuff is true fields, true dirts that's been undisturbed for hundreds of years. The metals that are coming out of your grounds are hundreds of years old, and you're going to have completely different conditions. And actually, I would say that my conditions are more man-made and imitation, kind of like artificial turf, whereas your soil is actual, true, 100% American USDA soil that has been undisturbed for years. So you know what? I am nobody to talk about what your test results may come about. I can only attest to the way they sound, the way I detect them, where I'm at. Okay, so guys, I love each and every one of you, and I just, I don't like to get into arguments and, start becoming chastising and, sarcastic with my comments with people. There's no need for that, because as long as we're being constructive, we learn. Every day we learn with every comment. I learn from your comments, and like I said, I don't have an ego. You know what I mean? Egos are, as I get older, man, I just don't have time for egos. I'm here to learn. I'm here to be better. My channel is set up so that I can be a better detectorist, and so that I can learn and provide information to try to help you people out there that have subscribed to me. And I just love this hobby, and I love the fact that I'm able to have a platform to talk with you guys. And I love getting your comments, because you teach me every day how to be a better detectorist, and you motivate me and inspire me to keep this channel moving and growing. And guys, with that, I'm going to close this thing out. Tech Talk 61 in the books, man. It's Joey again. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't done it already, please like and subscribe if you like the material. Leave me a comment, share your thoughts, man. I try to answer all of them as much as possible. So guys, you have a great evening. Joey again, Vegas Detect. You guys take it easy now. Bye.